Good morning, good Erev Shabbos. Special greetings to our soldiers at Fort Jackson, everybody else watching this video. I want to talk to you briefly about the concept of struggle, of overcoming challenges in our life. And I want to do so in terms of the narrative of Joseph and his brothers, which we've been discussing the last few weeks. If you've been following the videos, you'll know that Joseph has been through an incredible challenge in his life. He was kidnapped by his brothers. He was sold down to Egypt. He became a slave, and then a prisoner. And eventually he got out of prison. He became viceroy, second in command to Pharaoh. He interpreted Pharaoh's dreams. And ultimately he was put in charge of the entire economy of the greatest country of its time in Egypt. Meanwhile, the brothers, who've been dealing with the fact that they sold their brother for 20 years, make their way to Egypt in search of food because the famine has arrived. They wind up in front of this very fierce-looking man, Egyptian in their minds, and they beg for mercy, for him to give them food. He accuses them of being spies. He puts them in prison. He sends them back home. They have to bring their brother Benjamin back. He kidnaps Benjamin, accuses him of a crime, and it brings us to this week's Torah portion, the climax of this incredible story, in which the brothers have to show whether they will be willing to sacrifice or give up their own lives for their brother. They were not willing to do that with Joseph. Will they do that with Benjamin? And so Joseph puts them through this very challenging ordeal, and eventually the brothers insist that they will not let their brother Benjamin be taken a slave. They'll give their own lives. And Joseph is so overwhelmed by how much the brothers have changed and how they truly have repented that he sends everybody, all the Egyptians that are in the room listening to what's going on, out of the room. And while he's alone with his brothers, he reveals his true identity. I am Joseph, your brother. And the brothers are so shocked. Can you imagine? After 22 years of living with this secret that they had sold their brother, and now here, seeing the man who was the most powerful man in Egypt other than the Pharaoh, I am Joseph, your brother. They are stunned. Stunned, not just because they feel regret or remorse or fear, but stunned because they misunderstood who Joseph was. They underestimated who Joseph was. This skinny 17-year-old kid who had dreams of leadership that we sold down to Egypt, this is who he was. This is what he was capable of. This is the kind of incredible person that we misunderstood, underestimated. I'm sure we all have people in our life. Sometimes it's a spouse, sometimes it's a child, that we underestimate them, that we don't see the incredible power and light that they have. So when the brothers first hear of who Joseph is, they are stunned because they never realized what greatness lay in this brother of theirs that they had sort of despised. But then Joseph does something else. He calls them closer. Come closer. I am Joseph, who you sold to Egypt. Well, obviously, is there some other Joseph who's their brother that they sold to a different country? I don't think so. What is he saying to them? So if you look carefully at the Hebrew, another way to read it is, not Joseph who you sold to Egypt, but I am Joseph because you sold me to Egypt. I am who I am because of the challenges and the difficulties and the hardships that I had to go through in my life. That's what made me who I am. So don't be upset. Don't blame yourself. Don't be pointing fingers. Understand that I am who I am because of the hardships and the challenges. And isn't that an incredible lesson for us in our own lives? How many of us have sometimes said, well, if only I didn't have to deal with this problem. If only I had an easier life. If only the challenges. Joseph says, that's a fool's errand. You're wasting your time. We are who we are, not in spite of the things that happen to us, but because of the things and the challenges and the hardships and the heartaches that we've had. That's what makes us who we are. If we will see those things in our life, not as detours in our life, but part of the journey to get us where we need to be, then we can leave blame, leave anger, leave all those unnecessary emotions out and focus only on recognizing that the things that happen to me in my life, especially the challenging things, especially the hardest things, those are the things that make me who I am. So 2 lessons to take away from this week's Torah portion. Number 1, be careful about underestimating the people in your life. Every single person is filled with an incredible light that can do amazing things. They may just need a little bit of support and cultivation from you. And number two, don't forget that everything that happens to us in our life, especially the hard things, the struggles, the challenges, those are the things that make us who we are. So, as we prepare for Shabbat, I want you to think about how to be better at recognizing the greatness in people in your life, and also recognizing how much of a gift God has given you in every aspect of your life. Don't forget to light your Shabbos candles at 5:03. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.